My name's Kirsty Caffrey and I have been supporting Mansfield for 35 years. So my love affair with Mansfield came about, my dad's always been a supporter and it never really interested me to start with, mainly I guess because I thought it was boys that liked football. On my 14th birthday, Mansfield were in the Freight Rover final at Wembley, and we were all at my grandma and granddad's listening to it on the radio. And I just got hooked. It was so exciting, amazing to listen to, and I just wanted to experience it for real. I think I got hooked because it was just the excitement. It was just obviously the radio commentators and how excited they got. It was my dad and my granddad and how excited they were. And it was just something I'd never really been a part of, and I wanted to experience more. So after the Wembley, I decided to join the football youth club that they used to have down at the Mansfield Football Club, and started getting to know some of the people there. So obviously at the start of the new season, myself and two friends started going to all the games. Absolutely loved it. And it just went from there. Went to a few away games, went to every home game, got season tickets, and it just went from there. When I first joined the youth club and started coming to the games, I came with two friends, both female friends, which helped because we were quite a minority against obviously a lot of the boys from school that came at the time. We used to get a lot of comments like, you know, you don't know what you're talking about, and do you even know the offside rule? All your typical things that you expect. But we just sort of, because there was a few of us girls together, we kind of just stuck together, which made it a little bit easier. And because we knew people from school at the time, that helped a little bit. I think at some of the busier games and at some of the away games, it was probably a bit harder because you were with people that you didn't know, and it was almost as though you were kind of dismissed a little bit, I think, more than anything else. I met my husband at football. After we'd been going to the youth club for a year or so, we were asked to be ball girls for the club. And because of the fact that a lot of people I knew always stood in the home end, I used to stand in the away end because it was easier. I didn't get songs about me at that point, so it was easier. The week after Hillsborough disaster, Mansfield played Bury at home, and I was as normal stood in Quarry Lane, which was at the time the away end. And my husband, I was 15 at the time, my husband was 16, and quite a lot of people were coming down to behind the goal wall just to sort of pay the respects from Hillsborough, etc. And we started chatting to each other. Obviously I was still collecting the ball when I needed to. And we exchanged addresses at the end of the game. And at that time there was no mobile phones, it was just writing to each other. So we wrote to each other for about 2 or 3 years, met up at Alton Towers. Then obviously life gets in the way. He met somebody up in Bury, I was down here. And about 10 years later, in 2003, we got back in touch. And we got back in touch and spoke to each other for quite a long time on the phone for sort of 6 weeks or so. Met up halfway at Meadowhall, and then the following week he came down here and I brought him to Mansfield v Notts County game. So my first date was at a Mansfield game. So he's the season ticket holder, same as me. He eventually obviously stayed in Mansfield. It was a bit fraught when we went to a couple of Mansfield Bury games, but I think his allegiances were a little bit mixed. But now he's a Mansfield fan. We've got 2 boys. We all come to games. We've all got well, my eldest hasn't, but we've got season tickets. Go to away games together. Love it. My most special memories as I've been a Mansfield supporter are, obviously we've had some amazing games. Loved some of the games, such as Chesterfield, for example, where we beat them and unfortunately they got relegated. Both of my boys have been mascots here a few times. They've been really, really good games. My youngest was a mascot at the Notts County away game for Mansfield. In weather not dissimilar to today actually, and it was brilliant, loved it. But I just love the whole atmosphere and everything about it. I would say the club means an awful lot to us. As a family, it's an opportunity for us to have family time together, particularly away games, because we can obviously go out somewhere, go for something to eat, watch the game, and it's just something that we all share a passion in, and it's a shared interest for all of us. So, and even such as my dad, my dad and his friends, we go to games with them. It's brilliant. We just love it. The club has definitely progressed since I first started coming. In terms of inclusion for families, in terms of inclusion for women, it's progressed massively. Obviously, we've got the family stand, so it's completely encouraging families to come with the children. And whereas I think at one point it used to be mainly the dads bringing the children, you see so many more mums here now, and so many young girls coming. I think with the introduction of Carolyn Radford as obviously CEO, that's had a massive impact. And I think it's shown, particularly to some of the young girls, that it's not just for men. It's not just the guys running around on the pitch. It's all the other opportunities and just the whole idea that women can be involved and women can, run a football club. It's progressed massively over the years. And also I think this year, and particularly, or last year, with the Lionesses, it's just more for encouraging the young girls into football. And I think Mansfield's playing a massive part in doing that. I think Carolyn has had, and I think when Carolyn first came, there was possibly a little bit of negativity. And again, it was your typical, what does Carolyn know about football? But I think she's proved all the critics wrong. She's very active on social media. I think she's very active in being involved in the club and being seen to be involved in the club at a ground level. And I think she's just really, she's somebody that girls will look up to. She's somebody that you can see has taken her love of football. And you see her here with the boys. It's great, and it just shows that everybody can be involved. I think any females, young girls, mums, anybody that wants to come to a game, definitely come along. With the Her Game 2 initiative that Mansfield are part of, it gives you that little bit of a safe space. So if you are concerned about not particularly knowing what's going on, or not really sure what to do, you've got those other females there that are there to support you, and they're very, very active on social media. So you've got that safe space where you can make a comment on the game without fear of negative comments back, because it's just very inclusive, and it's just, the girls are all there to encourage each other and to help each other. So it's definitely come along and try it, definitely.